Mashallah, brother, what is up? Today we are going to talk about dealing with female promiscuity. So, we already had the personal emotional side of it, we have had the evolutionary part of it. Now, I'm going to run down the pros and the cons of female promiscuity. I hope you bear with me. So, what are the pros of a promiscuous girl? Well, they come with a lot of experience, which is good, you know. You can accept the hornier, sluttier part of her, so the sex is better, you know. Girls also report feeling more empowered, and they've also started to do shadow work, which is good because in 10 years it's not gonna lash back in like some sort of hysteria or neurosis. So the woman isn't actually as frustrated. So there's honesty. The hoe is out of the bottle, so to speak, and choices can be made on the man's part. Am I going to deal with this or not? It also heals a hungry male. I mean, if there wouldn't be any promiscuous girls, then a lot of men would be super frustrated, and that would cause a lot of issues, which it does still. So, unless the man falls in love, and then you get this entire mermaid spider mythology, which I will explain in different videos. But yeah, so guys, if you fall in love, then you're gonna be in for a rude awakening. Oh yes, unless you're Zen master. So, do I really want a prudish or an asexual woman? Nah, of course not. So let's transition to the contrasts of a promiscuous girl. Well, there are lessened capabilities for stable and effective pair bonding, you know. Loyalty and trust can be trickier, and sex with you will always be compared. Then there's like violent jealousy or family members who do not like that, you know. There's the horrors of childbirth and high mortality rates because, you know, women tend to favor funny guys with a big brain, causing a lot of issues at birth because apparently our head is too big to give birth easily. You know, that's why a bigger girl might be a better option because, you know, with big hips, because that's going to prevent your children from, well, basically from both from dying. So there are many venereal diseases, there's paternity fraud, and there's of course reputational mockery of the village slut. And last but not least, women who have been going around are spiteful and vengeful, and they will fuck up your life. You know, for all the Chadwick Thundercocks she had who pumped and dumped her, she's gonna take vengeance on you, the nice boring guy. I mean, do I really need to quote a science journal to tell you the lack of healthy, intimate bonds will cause physical and emotional distress? Do I need to prove that getting sun and working in the garden a few hours a day is good for you? Because that's what these open relationship guys do, you know? What I say is bullshit and questionable data, but the thing is, everything I've listed I can scientifically prove, and it is common sense. So a female that has had like 50 men has intimacy issues with men, and a female who had like 3, 4, 5 relationships already has trust issues. Of course, it will be hard to build on that, and women can be damaged creatures, and the more dick they have, the more they lose their soul. Like in general, whores despise men because they hate themselves, but they also hate men. If you think her frustration is not going to turn towards you, well, you're in for a rough ride. Then again, do you think you're the smartest, the most attractive, the most muscled? No, you have all these things to compete with. Do you really want to be that sucker because she tells you to? You're the sucker who gets the damaged girl. So, who had her 20s? Who had her femininity, her purity, her youth, her happiness? It's all gone by the age of 30, 35. And you're gonna be Captain Save-A-Ho? Be my guest. A promiscuous girl has had a lot of drunken variety, probably an abortion or two, and probably a disease. She will get bored of you and she will leave you because she's settling for an average man like you know, a guy who does his job, who's good, who's sweet, who's kind. You're a boring average guy. And she will be driven to seek others. For example, when you have like thoughts and you start fantasizing, you tend to go back to good experiences from the past. And it would be kind of, yeah. So healthy women, they put soul and emotion into sex. If not, there's a psychic split, which is the reality and which is the case in many relationships. How many chances for a real, loving, good, strong relationship do you think you'll get? 2, 3, 4? You're already pushing it, you know? Now, promiscuity usually comes with a lot of bad habits. Alcohol, drugs, although alcohol is a drug, emotional damage, psychic rot, disappointment, sadness, loss of heroic light, loss of pair bonding ability. There's the next one syndrome. There's dehumanization of men, and other men will see you as a cock and not respect you. So if your girlfriend asks you for an open relationship, you are done, bro. Plan your escape because she already has something going on, or she's planning to do it very, very soon, and she wants to stop feeling bad about it. So, and if your wife asks you for an open relationship, then you're at fault because you're so stupid to have married her. You know, the choice men have is between bad and worse. I believe guys who allow this stollery have been brainwashed beyond redemption. I can try to save them, but I don't care anymore. So, besides the obvious biological reasons men are risk averse towards promiscuity, such as paternity fraud, loss of status, icky diseases, and plain treason, there is this to consider. If she wants something else, she just has to do like this. But you as a man, not that hard. Or maybe you have like a potential 2 or 3 girls who are desperate to have you because you're high value and good for you. So, then again, you can make the case that if I don't have to commit or invest, if I don't have to risk my life when she's attacked, if I don't, and if there are no diseases, then I guess there is no reason to be bothered about promiscuity. I can't deny that. Problem, of course, if you're a family man and you want a family and you want a decent wife and you want to commit and you want to fight, then you're out of luck. You should have been born in the Middle Ages. So, why I shouldn't care? Because good sex comes first, you know. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, good experiences, and going through hardship with your partner is what makes you bond, you know. Building real memories with your friends is a real bond. Erotic fantasy is not. So you can't sell the bees before you shot it. Judging promiscuous girls, it blocks you from a big pool of young, horny, attractive girls. So it's stupid. It's out of your control. You can't change nothing about it. And even having these thoughts in the back of your mind will sabotage your strategic objectives as a man. So don't do it. You know, just like Darth Vader, if you have a destructive end in mind, it's probably gonna end destructive. Are there good women out there? Of course there are. Can you be struck by lightning? Of course you can. So let's get to the fun part. Yesterday your girl was dogged out really well by an attractive man, and today you're taking her out, you walk on an edgy street, you're attacked by 3 men. Are you going to risk your life to protect her? You know? Or imagine it's one guy, imagine you are a strong fighter, you beat him up, he falls bad, cracks his skull, you go to jail for 3 years. She's gonna be loyal, she's gonna be waiting for you? No. She's gonna divorce you, she's gonna bring other men to your house, into your bed. That's the reality of life. Don't be blind. One more, the best one. Your girl wants security, comfort, hugs, and kisses. Yesterday she went out, you know, she sucked another guy, a big one, but she swallowed quick, so that's out of the. But if you then kiss her, does that make you gay? Kind of does it? I'm not saying that boys who allow their girls to fuck around on the cock carousel are losers. I'm just saying that you need to take a good deep look into the mirror and you quickly have to find your dignity again because you have issues more than me. You want to put a ring on that finger? Are you mental? So, conclusions. Let me ask you this. Do you want females to be monogamous with Bob the accountant who's isolated in his little shack in the jungle, who can barely catch a rabbit? Or do girls, they want to share Chadwick Thundercock, hunter of saber-toothed tigers, with other females in a warm, safe cave? You know, this is why she cheated on you and why she left your sorry ass. I don't think having a partner for 50 years is realistic nor desirable. But how about a balance, you know? I say, you know what, let's put a number on it. I think you can form good, strong, healthy relationships with women when their body count is between 3 and 7, 8-ish. While as a man, it's important that you are attractive to other women and respected by other men. So let's say a healthy male should have had 20 partners or so. But for a man as well, you know, once promiscuity runs too big, it also causes a lot of damage. So let's go for a balance, shall we? Holding into account our genetics, our biology, and our psychology. So you can change your genes, but what you can control is your strength, your courage, and your skill. You can't stop drooling. You can't stop women drooling over Chadwick Thundercock when she gets the opportunity. But what you can do is gain insight in the game. You can forge an iron will, you can spin plates, and you can make a lot of friends. You can take care of yourself, choose your positioning, mind logistics, and you can go with the hose until you've built up yourself enough that you can basically take a young, decent woman. You should never feel bad for switching up. Remember what they did to you when you were young and upcoming? Yeah, I remember. I still remember. So, we men, we are builders of the world, we are conquerors of chaos. What has become of us in reality, you know? We are jerking off to these harlots, we're soft, we're spineless, we men, we who've always suffered in silence, who sacrifice our fun and our free lives, you know, running around with our buddies, hunting gazelles and freedom. You know, we let all of that behind so we can take care and provide for a family. And how do they treat us? It is fucked up, G. So women just don't have grace anymore. Men build this world. Men maintain this world. We have exterminated all predators. We have provided women with everything they needed. And what do we get in return? Nothing but disrespect and disappointment. And what do we do as men? We beg, we crawl, we wonder why we are defective girls. It's kind of pathetic and it's kind of our fault. But takeaways, and this is probably the most important part of the video. My promiscuity rift is in the way of the results that I want. It will ruin my affairs and my romances, which I need and crave. Why? To be frustrated and alone? Is it worth it? It's happening whether you like it or not. So these worries about female sexuality and exclusivity and possession, they're no good. They're toxic for you because it's in the nature of the beast, and the man should not carry this disgust of those behaviors inside of him, you know? And you should certainly not let it fester. What's the point of being rich and successful if you have bowel cancer? It's game over, bro. So instead, you should accept the reality that younger girls will be promiscuous and you should pluck the fruits of it. And you should love them, you know? Be the dick that they need and then move on with your life. So therefore, accept a slut, but don't invest and don't commit. You know, there are great, beautiful, uncorrupted women out there, but they are rare and you will probably not get them. So make the best out of it. This is as good as it gets, you know? We men, we should stick together and not fuck each other over. We should make sure to save the next generation of girls. And that is it, I guess. Do as you will. I've tried to make you aware. I've tried to warn you. You might resent me in the start, but as you grow older, you will see the value and the truth. As long as you're aware of this, you've been warned. Do as you will. And see you next time. Mashallah.